everyone, welcome to Keller Acres. Today I'm going to be making some high protein cottage cheese chocolate mousse. Yum. I think yum anyway. It sounds good. I think it's going to be really good. I've been doing a lot of cottage cheese recipes lately to get that extra protein in, and it's nice to have some protein desserts because dessert is good, right? So for this high protein chocolate cottage cheese mousse, you will need 1 cup of cottage cheese. That's very important, of course. I've been buying this Daisy cottage cheese at Costco because it's a really good value. However, I just checked it on my Bobby approved app. It is not Bobby approved only because the milk and the cream are not organic, non-GMO. So still a good choice, I think, for your cottage cheese, but I am gonna try the Good Culture brand sometime, I think. I've been seeing that a lot lately, just other people posting using that brand. So I think I might try that next time. But anyway, this is still a super great value. So if you use a lot of cottage cheese, Costco is the way to go. 1 cup of that, like I said, 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder. And I just love this Ghirardelli brand. It's my favorite. 1 scoop of protein powder, chocolate, because this is chocolate mousse, right? So I'm using Clean Simple Eats chocolate brownie batter. It's really good. 2 tablespoons of the sweetener of your choice. So I am going to be using this monk fruit sweetener. I really like it. I've used it in lots of other recipes. If you've watched any of my other videos, this is my favorite. Lakanto, this one's the golden. It also comes in white. I generally use the golden most of the time, but you're gonna need, again, 2 tablespoons. You can also use maple syrup or honey. Those would be good options also if you don't have monk fruit. And then we will need 1 tablespoon of milk. Any kind of milk is fine. I am going to be using almond milk. Then we'll need just a pinch of salt. And I wanted to share about the salt. My husband and I are loving this salt. It's really good. So if you're in the market for a really good sea salt, I highly recommend this. I got it on Amazon. Selena Naturally Celtic or Celtic. I'm not sure how you say that. Sea salt. So good. Then also a half a teaspoon or a little more of vanilla extract. And if you've watched any of my videos, you know that I love vanilla extract and I've made a lot of vanilla extract. Today I broke open one that I made back in October. This is July. Generally you want to let it go about a year, but 6 months to a year, right? It's close enough. This one I made with spiced rum. So it's my first time using it. I've been using my one that I made with vodka, so I'm excited to be throwing this in there. It smells really good, but I've got it. Usually I pour, but I didn't want to try to pour from this big jar, so I did measure out a teaspoon of it. Here it is. I'm like, where did it go? Right here. Oh, it smells so good. If you're interested, there is a video on that. All right, let's get started. And you need a high-speed blender for this recipe or food processor to be throwing everything in. All of our ingredients are going to go in there, and then something obviously to put your mousse in when you're done. I've got these cute little jars. I think I'm going to use those. Also, I have these ramekins. These would be great for it as well. All right, let's get started getting everything in this blender. Then once we get this, I'll blend it up. It is good to refrigerate it for about an hour. That'll help it thicken up a little bit more even. And so I do plan to do that. Scoop it into your dishes, stick it in that fridge, and then it is supposed to stay good for up to 3 days in the refrigerator. But this doesn't make an overwhelming amount, so not hard to eat this in 3 days. Cocoa. Powder. Okay. This should blend together pretty quickly. Always good then after you've blended for a short bit to scrape down your sides really good. Make sure everything is getting blended together. And then carry on, a little more blending. Okay, this took longer to blend than I thought it would. And I did add just a tiny extra splash of milk. So if you feel like yours is kind of not blending as quickly as it should because it's so thick, feel free to add an extra splash of milk. All right, gonna get this scooped into my little jars. So good. I'm gonna put one in a jar. That'll be the one I save for later, and some in a ramekin, because it's gonna be easier to get it into this. Hopefully you can see that. Look at that. Nice, thick, chocolatey mousse. Yum. I'm definitely gonna do a topping too. I think a topping of berries would be really good. My husband's literally snoring in the background here. Anyway, it's nap time over here. I don't know how he was napping with my blender going at full speed, but whatever. Oh, look at that. Also a little Cool Whip, some berries, some chocolate shavings. Ooh, that would be really good. So, protein-wise, you know, if you were to eat half of this, which I'm sure I will, we've got 20 grams protein in our protein powder and another 13 in our cottage cheese, so it's pretty good. More than 15 grams of protein per serving, or you could eat all of it if you really wanted to and get all 33 grams, but hey, 17 grams of protein in a treat is pretty darn good. Gonna have to use my spatula to scrape the rest out. Want to make sure I get all of it out. Don't want to waste any. All right, I do feel like this doesn't need to actually go in the fridge for the sake of thickening up. It is thick, but I am gonna stick it in the fridge before I finish trying it and before I top it, because I think it will just taste better chilled, you know, nice and cold versus not. But here we go, look at this. Yum. All right, I'm gonna get this in the fridge and let it sit in there for just a little bit, and then I'll be ready to taste. My chocolate protein cottage cheese mousse has been chilling for about 45 minutes, so I'm ready to try it. I have topped mine with a little bit of sugar-free Cool Whip. You could also top it with some vanilla Greek yogurt. That would be good. And I put a few berries on there. 2 servings is what I'm calling this. Okay. Let's give this a taste. Ooh, and it's nice and thick. Look at that. I mean, it tastes like a really thick chocolate, just a really thick chocolate pudding. Really, really good, especially with that Cool Whip on it. That kind of makes it, and the berries. This is delicious. You would not know that this was a healthy protein dessert, in my opinion. It is really, really good and really easy to make. You probably already have those ingredients in your refrigerator right now. Well, the cottage cheese, the milk, and then hopefully you have some protein powder in your pantry. If you're watching this video, you're probably into trying to meet those protein goals. So again, whip some up today. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you give this yummy, high protein chocolate cottage cheese mousse a try. And hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you're not already a subscriber. That way you don't miss out on more future protein dessert recipes and other great things.